learned to love it for what it was, I didn't know, and for the first time I didn't care. My story was over, theirs was just beginning, and this time they would have to write it themselves, without a ghost to blame, without a shadow to hide behind. The end. Epilogue: The Sound of Rain. 10 years later, the old Victorian house on the hill stood silent and empty. The town had nicknamed it the Widow's Walk, a place for teenagers to dare each other to enter and for urban explorers to post blurry photos online. The reports were always the same: an oppressive feeling of being watched, a persistent smell of mildew and lavender, and the inexplicable slamming of a basement door during thunderstorms. One rainy Tuesday afternoon, a young woman named Clara arrived at the house with a real estate agent and her 2 sons. Clara was in her late 20s with kind eyes and a cautious demeanor. She had inherited the property from a distant aunt she had never met and had decided to renovate it into a bed and breakfast. Her older son, a serious boy of 10 with a mop of dark, curly hair, clung to her hand, his eyes wide with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. Her younger son, a toddler of 2, gurgled happily in a stroller. "Are you sure about this, Mom?" the older boy asked, looking up at the sagging porch. "The kids at school said this place is haunted." Clara smiled, brushing a strand of hair from her face. "Lots of old houses have stories, Ben. It's just the wind and the old humming. We'll be fine. Besides, a little adventure will be good for us." The real estate agent unlocked the front door and the 3 of them stepped inside. The air was cool and smelled of rain. The realtor flipped on a light switch and a dusty bare bulb flickered to life, casting a weak circle of illumination. "Quite a project," the agent said, looking around the empty, echoing space. "Needs a lot of work, but the bones are good and the price is right." Ben wandered off exploring. The toddler began to fuss, so Clara pushed the stroller into the living room, looking for a quiet corner. As she maneuvered the stroller, the front wheel caught on a small, uneven floorboard. She gave it a little tug and the board popped up, revealing a small, dark space underneath. Curious, she knelt down. Wedged into the gap was a small, tarnished object. She pulled it out. It was a toy car, a small red race car, its paint chipped and worn but still recognizable. A familiar, almost painful ache loomed in her chest. "Look what I found, Ben," she called out, holding it up. Her son came running, his face lighting up. "Cool, can I have it?" "Maybe later," Clara said, her fingers tracing the worn edges of the car. "It looks like it's been here a long time." She noticed a small, almost invisible inscription engraved on the bottom. She squinted, wiping away a bit of grime. It read SR plus NF forever. Her breath caught in her throat. SR Scarlet NF Noah. "Mom, what is it?" Ben asked, peering at the car. Clara looked up, her eyes meeting her son's. In that moment, a cool breeze, smelling of lavender and rain, seemed to pass through the room, ruffling their hair. The old central heating unit, long since disconnected, gave a soft metallic groan as if shifting in its sleep. And somewhere, deep in the recesses of the empty house, a door that had been nailed shut for a decade creaked open with a faint, protesting sigh. Clara smiled at her son, a genuine, mysterious smile that she couldn't quite explain. She placed the toy car carefully in her pocket. "Just an old treasure," she said, "something the house left for us." Outside, the rain began to fall harder, drumming a steady rhythm on the roof. And inside, the silence was no longer empty, it was listening. Hit follow and stay tuned for more updates. Chapter 7: The Inheritance of Ash. The rain did not stop for 7 days. When Clara and her sons arrived, they believed they were escaping the bustle of the city for a quiet life of renovation and fresh air. They believed the stories were campfire tales. They believed the house was dormant. They were wrong. The moment Clara placed the corroded toy car back into her pocket, the dynamic of the house shifted. It was not an explosive change like a bomb detonating. It was a geological shift, a tectonic plate sliding beneath the surface of polite society. The foundation of their reality